Hello, everybody. This is DDB here, and together with me is KB. KB, welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I
KB,
can see that you are trying very hard to disguise the fact that you're not sleeping.
Jesus. After everything, ladies and gentlemen, we are recording this session at 2 a.m. in the morning of a particular day. I will not tell you the particular day.
David was like, "Oh, let me try and make this introduction very live. Let it seem like we're sleepy, blah 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 blah." And then
Am I sleepy? People of God. Question of the century. Am I sleepy? Do I sound sleepy at all? I don't. I do not. I'm trying my best here.
Sure.
Hey, all right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence, how things have been for the past 1 2 years. Artificial intelligence has been in the works for more than a decade, right? But it came
Mhm.
to
You're talking decade. You're talking about generation.
exactly for more than for generations. Let me even say that, right? Just that softwares or the technology or yes was not there to implement it, but then now it is. The systems are being created so that things can be made faster and all that. And
Mm.
in recent months, we have seen different companies come out, and it's more like like a fight for supremacy, but it's not really a fight for supremacy because I had a discussion with somebody, and then what he was saying was that he looks at it as though these companies are basically trying their best to create product in artificial intelligence that is going to give them their customers, right, the best way to interact with artificial intelligence, right, best product possible. So if you look at it, we have Google, we have OpenAI, we have um we have Microsoft, right, and then recently
You
Microsoft
have
and
you have Anthropic too.
yes, we have
Especially when we're talking about large language models,
uh,
which is what people know AI to be currently.
exactly, right. AI has opened a vast amount. It's more like Pandora's box has been opened. You understand? The past 12, 14, 20 something months, right? Or 30 something months, right? It's more like Pandora's box was just opened. And everybody's just flying into the thing. Everybody's saying AI enthusiast, blah, 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 blah. KB, what are you? Are you an AI enthusiast or a data scientist? Which one are you?
Everything.
I don't understand. Are you in Daboski?
Wahala.
In Daboski
I
Bahoshi?
am I am very very much pro AI. In fact, I'm anything. I'm for technology basically. You know, I am a modern person. I'm not a person who is skeptical about like new technology. I always try to see the positives before I even look at the negatives of any new form of technology that's coming up.
Very nice. People of God, are you hearing his tone? The way he's talking like a baby boomer that is trying his best to look as if he's not out of place in the modern economy that we are right now. That's the same way that old people talk. I don't understand. KB, talk
Sure,
like
sure,
be natural. Talk your mind.
sure. Whatever helps you sleep well at night. You're still the good one here. Anyway, so we've been talking about this AI thing, and and we've also said that it has been around for a while, but then it didn't like really become a thing. I mean, I used to use some AI tools as at last year, to
Mm,
help me in my writing and stuff. But then it was nothing like what we have currently, thanks to the large language models and everything. We have OpenAI's ChatGPT, we have Anthropic's Claude, you have Google Bard and stuff like yeah, you have so much new large language models coming up, and everybody is all crazy about it. You can use AI to make money, you can use AI to automate your tasks and stuff. So let's even talk about automation now and how automation with AI has led to job displacements. Remember, we are talking about the impact of AI on the job market, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I said I'm pro AI and everything, but then
Wait,
there's also
why is
an
why is
impact.
why is that the more you keep saying you're pro AI, it seems as if you're trying to defend yourself for not being pro AI. I don't get it.
No,
It's
no,
just not feeling
hold on now. I have I have had numerous arguments
okay.
with some people. So I guess I'm just every time I talk about it, I just have to mention my stance basically.
But what
And
what
then
what's your opinion? What's your opinion on people that are not pro AI? Because I still do not
oh,
understand. I still do not understand how people in this day and age they are not pro AI because they keep talking about. I understand the ethics part of it, which we're going to talk about later before we end.
mm,
But
yes,
yeah, what's your own opinion? What's on their different take?
okay. I have just a few words for this. Adapt or die.
Shikenan, it has finished. Be flexible, be adaptable, simple and
You must
straight.
adapt to survive. That's the thing. And we'll look at stuff like that. We'll definitely discuss that along the line. We'll see what you see what you have to do basically. You know that this whole AI thing has basically been hailed as the in quotes the fourth industrial revolution basically. And
Yes.
with every industrial revolution, you are going to have people losing jobs. You're going to have new jobs being created. You're going to have skills that you thought were the ultimate back then.
Hmm.
You're going to have them basically being eroded and taken care of by AI because to AI those things seem redundant. And
So,
then
what are the jobs that are now at risk, or what are the jobs that are actually have gone already, are already extinct because of the invent of AI, or let me say the blow up of AI at the moment?
okay, so majority of manufacturing jobs can easily be replaced by AI, basically. Manufacturing, inventory, even accounting and stuff can be replaced by AI. Not accounting in the very, very large sense, but then like basic bookkeeping
Bookkeeping.
here and there, especially in smaller businesses can actually be automated and the people who do them can be definitely displaced.
So basically, unskilled jobs then.
Yeah. We know that throughout the years, like you talk about the decade, over that decade, we've had like advances in things like robotics and stuff and machinery. You have human processes being replaced by machines. So there was a report by the World Economic Forum. This was I think this was back in 2016. They said that by 2025,
Mm.
machines and AI will perform more tasks than humans in the workplace, and 85 million jobs may be displaced by automation across 15 industries and 26 economies.
Oh wow, that's
So,
beautiful. And on the flip side of this, right? There's a th- there's a survey, not necessarily a survey, but basically an article that a research that went by McKinsey Institute.
yeah.
What they said was that in the next from now till 2030, right, 25 to 50 million jobs are going to be created in the AI industry,
Mm,
despite the fact that a lot of jobs have also been shut down or are going to go extinct. So a
mm,
lot of jobs are going to be created. That is within the next less than a decade, right? In less than a decade, 25 to 50 million jobs are going to be created. So just imagine in the next 2 decades, how many jobs will be created? 2 decades is even too far, right? Because
so,
the
so,
world is
so
moving
basically, if you're in manufacturing, you just have to be scared. If you're in
exactly.
manufacturing, you're in retail. In fact, even if you're a driver, in transportation,
Yes.
you work in the hospitality industry, if you are an administrator, you have you you have administrative jobs basically, you know, maybe you are a secretary, you are a cleric or something like that, that kind of thing. Your job is highly at risk. Maybe not in Nigeria, it will not be as fast as say America. You understand? But looking into the future, you have to take that decision. Remember, adapt to survive. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot you cannot be there for long. If not, by the time the wave reaches you, you'll be caught unaware, and then you start from ground zero again. So from now you should start like making your way how you're going to, come out when the time comes, you understand?
I think the reason why it's going to be slow in Nigeria is because of the infrastructure not being available. You get, for example, electricity is there. There's no the supply chain is not that automated. It's not that at that point of automation, right? Systems have to be created. Infrastructures have to be put down for certain
Mm.
things to really work. You understand? We don't even have a good data infrastructure in the country, in Nigeria, for that matter, and for AI to really work, that is a very important factor. You understand? That is
Yes.
a very important factor. Having data available, readily available. So as long as we do not have that data infrastructure really like set up all across the country, like transparent data,
Mhm.
all that stuff, is not going to work. And then at the moment, the only place where you can say that some data is sure is when it comes to the financial sector, right? That is basically it.
Yes, they are one of the best at like keeping records and stuff.
Yes.
As we were talking about it, I just remembered this. Well, I call it a joke, but then there's a friend of mine, he's a designer. So he posted something on his status one day, his WhatsApp status. He said that AI cannot replace designers. Do you know his reason why?
Why?
He said that for AI to replace designers, the
Mm.
client has to know what he wants. He has to be able to accurately describe what he wants to the AI,
Uh-huh.
which is which is hard for them to do to a normal designer. How would they now do it to an AI?
Wait,
You understand?
let me throw out an idea. So just imagine I'm a client, right? And I want to build a house, and I came to an architect, an architect studio, right? Interior design architect studio, and they just gave me a Vision Pro headset, and then I put the Vision
Mhm.
Pro headset, and I enter a metaverse platform, an augmented reality platform, right, where I can
Mm.
move into different rooms and then make a choice of the colors I want, the kitchen I want. I just have interactions with different things around inside their whole augmented reality world, right? And then I get to enter different aspects of how I want my house to be, right? And kind of choose and choose, miss, you understand how I want it to be. You get?
Mm.
Guess what? All through that process, there was an AI machine that was mirroring whatever I was trying to pick up, whatever I was trying to do,
Mm.
observing the time that I spend on certain colors, what I spend on this, what I spend on that. And then at the end of the day, after I'm done with it, after I'm done with the Vision Pro headset, I drop it in less than 5 minutes. The AI machine creates a mood board. One, apart from a mood board, it also creates a 3D design for me without just a rough sketch, without the dimensions. You understand?
Mm.
What does that
I
mean?
guess.
The
So
designer has been eliminated.
do,
The
do, do
designer has
you
been
do you do you, dis,
eliminated.
do you disagree? Do you disagree with the statements that he made?
I
It seems
disagree.
like
The idea that I just put out right now is not
mm,
there right now. It's not there right in the industry right
mm,
now,
right now, yes.
but it's going to be there in the next 5 to 7 years. It's going to be there.
Okay. I get what you mean. But then based on what is available currently, I think that I would lean towards what he said because okay, he's a graphics designer, right? So you know that there are tools right now like Midjourney, Dolly that you can use to
Yes,
create your
yes.
screen.
Anyway, so
So that type of thing. Mm,
sorry to cut you. Despite the fact that I just said what I said about that idea, I'm not saying that creatives are going to be out of the market. No, You understand? They're not going to be out of the market because their thought process is always going to be important. AI doesn't really put the emotion into it. It's just the logic aspect, what they see, what the
Based on
behavior,
pattern.
based on patterns, right? But then
Mm.
humans don't behave based on patterns. They do not behave based on patterns. They have emotions as well, right? So
Actually, human beings behave, yeah, they
they
behave
behave
based
in
on pattern.
pattern, yes.
Then there are subtle emotions to
Ex-
everything.
yes,
Yes, that's
exactly. So
mm,
it's a perfect blend, but then the AI will not have that perfect blend. That's where the
yeah.
creatives come into place into play.
Well, AI will learn.
How will AI
Actually,
learn?
this actually brings us to that aspect of reskilling. But then let's finish our conversation. I like to flow to that point. I was talking about how you have those Mid Journey and Dolly, for example, now, how
Mm,
you can use those things to design and everything. But then you know that with AI, prompt is key. If you
very.
don't know how to prompt, you cannot get the best out of AI.
Mm,
And it is even harder when it comes to creating images, right? Because the specificity required to create the thing that you would actually like say, yes, this is what I wanted, is on a very high level. Yeah, you can
yes.
create spectacular things, especially if you're trying to use it for art and stuff like that, but still, you will not be able to get the best thing if you cannot accurately describe what you want to the AI. So if you cannot describe it to a human being, how can you describe it to AI? That's his that's his point of view you get.
Yeah, he
So
has a point. He has a point
mm,
there.
yeah.
I actually like that. I actually like what he said because prompt engineering is one of the most important thing at the moment. But
Mm,
I have this belief that AI will move beyond prompt engineering.
mhm.
You understand? I-
Speaking,
Yeah,
speaking of point prompts engineering, speaking of engineering, let's talk about new job opportunities. So remember I talked about this World Economic Forum reports, right?
yes, yes.
About how 85 million jobs are going to be lost, blah blah blah, blah, all this type of thing. That same report, they said that there's still 97 million new roles that may
Exactly.
emerge
Yeah.
related to new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms.
Mhm.
So one of those in vogue positions or terms now that people are looking for. If you search LinkedIn, you check maybe your Twitter or something like that, or even freelancing websites too, you're going to see job postings for prompt engineers.
Mhm.
You understand? People that
Mm.
can train AI basically.
Yeah.
So aside from prompt engineers, essentially you need people, machine learning specialists, right? Software
Yes.
developers, data analysts, data scientists, big data specialists, right?
Yeah.
And cyber
Yeah.
security specialists too.
Mm.
Very, very important. You understand?
Yeah.
So these are jobs that are going to be like very, very key in the coming decade,
Yeah,
right?
there's also a report by McKinsey and Company that also said that like AI is expected to create more than 50 million jobs globally by 2030, right? And
Mm,
some new rules, as you mentioned, we talked about trainers. You said trainers and teachers, right? We have data analysts
mm,
and data scientists, very, very
mm.
important. We have human teaching teaming managers. Now we're going to talk about collaboration between humans and machines or humans and AI later on. Abi, should we even talk about it now? Then we have AI ethics and policy specialists. Very, this is an important aspect when it comes to AI, right? Because Elon has been talking about why he left. I think that's why he left OpenAI because of the whole ethics and policy thing, right? And then he's also starting his own. See, that one is something else entirely. But
Yeah, some things, but don't just take statements as
just take them as face value. That's just it. Roles like human machine teaming managers, which will also improve collaboration between humans and machines, right? Then we have data analysts, data scientists, we have AI trainers and teachers, right? So
Mm.
there are a lot
So
that they will have cybersecurity. Apart from cybersecurity, there are others.
you are talking about things that are even technical now, sir. And it's
Yeah,
making it's anybody that listen will probably think will probably maybe be scared and be like, oh, so meaning I have to go and start learning all these
No,
things. I mean, it's a bad
exactly.
idea
No,
to
no,
do
no, no,
that.
not necessary.
It's not a bad idea to do that. However, it's not only STEM jobs that will be the key thing in the coming decade. You still have healthcare. Doctors are still going to be, in fact, if you're in entertainment, Lord, then there is teachers too, like you said, then content
Oh my God,
creators,
artists and
all
writers
sort
are
of
going
things.
to
Yes,
enjoy artificial
very much
intelligence.
so. You
Oh my
understand?
God, they're going to enjoy artificial intelligence.
You know that right now, but it seems like to many people it seems like AI is going to replace like maybe writers, like this thing. I mean, if you even remember self, like there was a strike this year in Hollywood,
Yes,
right? Hollywood had a strike basically based on AI this thing. I feel like
substituting script writer as well.
mm,
Yeah.
it's, I feel like people jumped the gun, right? They
Mm.
jumped the gun and they think that they can actually like completely erase those guys from the scene. But then, I mean, I feel like eventually they'll be phased out. But then, I think that all these writers can become even more productive with the help of AI. Do you understand?
Yes.
They don't necessarily need to listen. Like it will lead to the like call it explosion of we have a lot of we have a lot of content right now. There will be even more content to keep people glued
Yes.
by 2030 and stuff.
If you look at it, Bob, when it comes to jobs and AI, right, people really not to be not to really be afraid about certain things because when it comes to yeah, when it comes to jobs, right, some jobs that do not involve or will not even involve repetitive tasks, right, and
Yeah.
that's the most important thing, right, that will not involve repetitive task, right. You're doing repetitive task, but maybe it's not even the same thing that you're doing. It's the same task, the same process, but not the same idea. So
Mm.
those kind of jobs, for example teachers, for example, you cannot eliminate teachers, you cannot
Mm.
eliminate lawyers and judges because there are different cases, different circumstances, right. You have directors, you have managers, you have CEOs. There's no way you can put an AI to manage certain decisions because every company has a
Mm. Are you sure?
yes. That one I can let me explain what I mean, right. As a manager, right, you handle people, right. Every person is unique, every person is different, right. You handle different projects, right.
Mm.
And different
Mm.
project is unique and different project is different, and it's in a different landscape to the other business that you are in. It's in the
Very, very, very
right.
good.
It's in a different, they have different
You are bringing
objectives.
us into the next part. Continue.
They have different objectives, they have different key results that they want to achieve, right. And then there are different mode categories of businesses as well, right. So there are a lot of things that you factors that you have to consider. These are repetitive tasks, but they are not even on the same level. They cannot even be compared. You understand? No
Mm.
company is the same as the other company. So whatever pattern that you're copying for one particular company has to stay for that particular company. You cannot replicate it in the other company. If you replicate it in the other company, you're either changing the culture or changing certain things about that particular company. Which will the company want that? That's the most important thing, right. Then you have HR managers. As I said, managing people is not easy.
Mm.
And AI is not going to do that. Then we have psychologists and psychiatrists, the same thing,
Mm.
managing people. You have surgeons as well. You mentioned the health economy, health system and all that. Then you have computer system analysts as well, right. This is even very
Mm.
important. This is where the data analysts and scientists come into play.
Mm. We were talking earlier about how there will be a difference. Basically, there will be reskilling due to AI, due
Yes.
to AI on job market, right? So, but then what is even a skill set? Like, okay, so basically, it's like any technical. They can actually like be classified into like different like levels, right? They can be technical, they can be social, they can be cognitive, right?
Yeah.
So the there was you made mention of McKinsey, right?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was the same report or I don't know whether you read the report rather that by 2030 there will be the demand for basic cognitive skills like data input and processing, like those like I said, that even looks a little bit more like administrative job, right?
Mm.
Will decline by 15%. And then the demand for higher cognitive skills, such as creativity and critical thinking,
Yeah.
will rise by 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Then demand for social and emotional skills like communication and collaboration, right,
Mm.
will rise by 24%.
Oh,
While the
that's
demand for
beautiful.
technological skills like programming and data analysis will rise by 55%.
Yeah.
So while that is the largest this thing, let's even take that out because I wanted to the reason we even like came into this was because of what you said, because of those other intangibles, let me put it that way. Things that you cannot quantify, basically.
Yeah.
You have, like you said, managing people, emotional skills, creativity, critical thinking.
Yeah.
All these things are skills that once you have them, no AI can replace you.
At
At least
all.
not yet. You understand? Even if they say they want to automate so job, they want to take this out, take this out, take this out. As long as you have those skills, you can still basically make it in an AI driven world. Companies now are even like trying to like, if they are not firing their staff, they are retraining them basically.
Mm. Yes.
They are upskilling them. You understand? You have to. That's like they are making them to learn new skills and competencies basically that are related to their current role. You understand?
Yeah.
Or to prepare them for a newer, improved role, that kind of thing. So, reskilling and upskilling are very essential for workers to stay relevant in competitive job markets, right? Especially now that they are not just competing with your fellow humans, they are competing with artificial intelligence too.
Then we come to the that whole collaboration between humans and machine. Um,
Mm,
and this is where the list that I made mention of, right? Artists, teachers, writers, right? Creatives. We talked about surgeons, right? Now, artificial intelligence. Don't get me wrong. Earlier, artificial intelligence is going to be prevalent in those industries. However, they cannot replace those people. So they have the surgeons, the people that are in those industries, in those intangible areas, will have to work together with artificial intelligence tools. You get, because it will make their work easier, faster, more efficient. You understand? Because if you follow the train of thought that I was talking about earlier, I said that when a company has a specific set of systems, that particular AI will be able to notice the pattern, notice the key objectives, key results, the culture, know the culture in total, and be able to follow the pattern, connecting every single department to that particular center or the core of that particular company. So, if you're a manager, if you're a teacher, whatever it is you are in a particular company, or whether a particular hospital, whatever it is, as long as the AI machine would be able to understand every single thing you do in that closed system, trust me, you are going to be highly efficient. You're going to be really, really good at what you do. That's basically
mm.
it.
Yes. I think when we start looking at AI as something that's designed to augment human intelligence rather than replace it, that is
Yes.
when we can unlock the full potential of
Potential.
AI,
Yes.
basically, like especially in the job market, right? So we cannot just like, as human beings, we've always evolved. You understand?
Yeah.
It's the truth is that jobs will be replaced here and there. I mean, for God's sake, at some point, all we used to do was hunting and gathering.
And
But
it's
today we have people who are accomplished in numerous advanced fields. You understand?
yeah.
And that will also happen again. You understand?
And it's also
So
a constant thing. It's also a constant thing that this thing will happen. We're talking about AI now. In the next 50 years, something else will come.
yeah,
You get, within the next 50
maybe
years, something else, something different will come, and we'll have to adapt again.
maybe by then they will have what is it called? Everybody will start wearing a Green Lantern power ring.
Hey, DC people, you have come. Let's not go there. I don't know why I don't like DC. You people like DC are just all over the place.
Wow.
All over the place.
Nothing makes you sound like an old man more than what you just did now.
Yes, nah.
But
Wait. What defines DC? I did not old.
it's all right.
I don't know old. I like some of their characters, but I beg, I beg you. And
Right.
Even Marvel now, self, they're trying, they're annoying me.
Speaking
And
of AI,
mhm.
speaking of AI, what do you think about someone like Brainiac? Do you think or Ultron if you prefer Marvel? Do you
mm,
think that do you think that if AI advances we can get stuff like that?
not that we can get, we will get.
Sentient artificial intelligence
Not that we will get.
beings.
Not that if it will happen. Humans can test humans by we are we like problem. We like testing things. So there will definitely be sentient technology that's going to be out there, right? So it's all about
Mm.
how certain things happen. What we see in the movies, for example,
Think of the military applications
uh
of this AI thing. I mean, I think you were talking about ethics as at that time. I think one of the things that one needs to like be wary about is the fact that there are some military applications to artificial intelligence, and if I mean, it's just speculation, right? But then if AI can actually become sentient, and then you have AI having access to, say, missile launch codes, um, you know, basically all those type of things. Don't you think that it is the destruction of the world as we know it?
you see, but yes, that is it. And now this is where the ethics and policies come into play. I don't know how to take Elon Musk concerns when it comes to AI, right? I understand that yes, the ethics and policies behind deploying AI machines is very, very important because of what you just said, the implications of what you just said right now, right? There are certain movies that we've watched. The 100 is one. There are other movies that we've watched that are series that have showed the capabilities of what sentient AIs can do, right? And it's good that we are having discussions around it. Basically, every podcast that I used to listen that talk about technology, basically, right, really talk about how we can ethically deploy or build AI project, AI solutions, because so that data is not being used, and what's it called? These things can be avoided. So, what's your own opinion when it comes to ethics and
Yes.
policy?
First of all, you were talking about movies and everything. I know that there's this whole thing where someone talks about things like this and they're like, oh, you watch too much movies, this. But then think about it. Everything that we have today, every technological advancement that we have today, some years ago, they were in movies. So basically, it's more like as if movies are predicting the future, basically.
Yes.
You understand? Because sometimes you have this whole, okay, someone like, look at maglev technology, look at
Mm.
robots in general, look at even the way our phones are, touchscreen phones, all these type of things. All these things in the 80s, in the 90s, they were used to make sci-fi movies. These ideas are used to make sci-fi movies. Then today, all those ideas are in reality. You were talking about Vision Pro, you understand? Vision
Yes.
Pro, basically, we've seen numerous iterations of virtual and augmented reality goggles in movies. Today we have Oculus, we have Vision Pro, we have other ones. You understand? So you cannot discount all those things. I mean, it sounds strange to some serious-minded people, but then it's not that strange.
For
You understand?
example,
I
now,
mean,
like
there's always a lesson to be learnt.
you remember,
Then,
you remember Ready Player One, right? The movie.
ah,
right?
Don't talk about the movie. Talk about the book, please. That's one of my favorite books.
That movie, the way you see the movie being portrayed, that is how the world is. That is where the world is going into.
Very true.
That's
And
it.
I'm even currently like reading the sequel to the book,
Oh,
and
okay.
this particular one is about AI Gongo. You
Hmm.
understand? Like AI going rogue.
Ah, this is very interesting.
So, but on our current level now, I think the main problem now with AI is that tendency to hallucinate. They call it hallucination. AI is not perfect. As much as we talk about AI is not yet perfect. It's still a work in progress. I mean, AI as we know it today is not what AI was like 2 years ago. It's
Yeah.
not what AI was 10 years ago. It's not yet what AI was 30 years ago, right? But then, especially with large language models, for example, I'm going to keep on using that as because this is the most common form of AI to everybody right now. You understand? So that tendency to hallucinate can actually like put numerous people, businesses, and whatnot in trouble, basically.
Mm,
Because if you rely completely on artificial intelligence without like fact checking, I mean, it's supposed to make your job easier, right? It's supposed to make you little bit more productive. You spend less time doing some certain jobs and so all you have to do is supervise, right? So if you decide not to supervise, there's a tendency that you may end up running into I mean, there was a US lawyer, I think, that was disbarred because he he used AI to prepare what did he I think he was preparing a briefing, I guess, and then AI gave him a fake case law, basically.
mm,
All right. And then AI can be very creative. If you
mm.
cannot find something to create something out of thin air,
Yeah.
basically, because it is thinking, basically. It's thinking, it is imagining. So it is now going to the problem is that sometimes the AI cannot like actually it cannot, or it doesn't have that ethic of saying, okay, this is false. Let me stay away from giving false information. And then there's also bias. It can give you biased information too, based on the kind of this can be based on the kind of tools that were used to train it. If the data is skewed, basically, it's going to give you biased responses. You understand? But then even that, while that is a possibility, it's something that is still currently being improved every day. Like they're trying to give diverse data to train AI and everything. Then I mean, there was this guy that decided to test AI. He writes for Forbes, so he decided to test AI by asking them this question, like they should rank the top five basketballers, right? Top five basketballers using statistical methods that they want. You understand? He used OpenAI's ChatGPT, he used Anthropic's Claude, and he used which other one? I think it was probably Google Bard, I believe. I'm not very sure. There are three tools that he used, right? So the only thing that was common in that list, the only thing that was common in that list was Michael Jordan being number one. Like Michael Jordan is the consensus number one,
Yeah.
and like even in human conversations, no matter how you want to make a case for someone like LeBron or some other people.
It's always
Okay,
Jordan.
nobody, you can actually not make any case for any other person. The
It's
only other person that could come close is Kobe,
it's
maybe.
Kobe. It's only
But then,
Kobe.
but then, aside from him, the only other person you can make a case for as the GOAT is LeBron. But then, AI does not even rank Kobe self as top five,
So
as
you
a top
see,
five player.
you see,
You
man.
get
You see.
so all this the AI gives like different opinions, different arrangements of, but then like the rotating arrangements of players like LeBron, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bruce Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and um, what's his name now, Magic Johnson, right? Between that two to five. So some people will appear, some people might not appear, that kind of thing. So what does it mean? It means that you can ask different AIs the same question and you're going to get
Get
different
different
outcomes.
answers.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
I think that some people think it's a problem, Sha, but then I think that it's good. I think that you should have like multiple approaches. The fact that those three different AI can give you three different outputs is the same thing as three human beings asking them the same question, but then they
Mm,
all give you a different answer.
mm,
I think that's nice.
yeah.
I don't assuming all of them give you the same answer, it makes AI even look less efficient, right? And then, however, the method with which they arrive at their answer might be a problem because, like I said, bias is always going to be there. But then
Yes.
that is also a problem with human beings, right? I mean,
Yes.
everybody has their bias. But then I think that human beings can correct their biases through conversation. But then can
Yes.
you correct the biases of AI through conversation? Right? I mean, it's an opportunity for learning now for
It
the
actually,
AI.
it actually,
You understand?
it's also an opportunity to improve AI actually that way
Yes, that's
as well. Yes.
mm. Yeah. I remember this very very annoying conversation that I had that I had with Bing Chat. Basically, Bing Chat uses GPT-4.
Yes.
So I can't remember what it was about, but then it basically gave a wrong output to something that was obvious. And I kept on trying to correct and correct and correct. And it kept on arguing with me,
uh-uh.
basically, that, that it was even telling me that I should not get emotional.
uh-uh.
That that's already, what's it called? That's already like it's confident in its answer being correct.
Oh
You understand?
shit. Oh shit.
It was very funny because like this was a very obvious blunder. You
Mhm.
understand? And it kept on sticking to its truth in quotes, basically. So it's an opportunity
Yeah.
for a training for AI, I guess. So it's
Yes.
not perfect yet. It's not yet perfect. So
We're just scratching.
like,
We're just scratching the surface anyway.
you're
That's
scratching the surface as
yeah.
it
That's
is.
basically it. The last thing to talk about is decision making. I really wanted to talk about, but KB, just go ahead. Then I will just put in something. I want to recommend a book for people to go and read. Right. But let's just continue. Just talk about it.
So another dimension of AI's effect on the job market is basically the decision making process. So basically choosing the course of action from set of alternatives, basically that's what we're talking about. And some people have decided that it's a good idea to automate that decision making process. Um, AI in theory can improve decision, not just in theory actually, but then practically it can improve decision making processes in various industries like finance, healthcare, and even education too. For example, now you have financial institutions, right? They can make better decisions about lending, investing, and risk management, by analyzing large amounts of data, detecting, patterns and anomalies, that kind of thing. I mean, think of it like, okay, like people that trade now, you have trading bots and stuff like that. The whole idea about trading bots basically is centered on the fact that, okay, you have studied a lot of data. You They can detect, okay, based on these trends, you can make so decision, right? You understand? But then it's not like always, profitable. You understand? Not no trading bot is 100% profitable, even though
Yes.
you are automating the process of trading and stuff. So yeah, it's even that's it basically. Like, so even in healthcare, it can help healthcare providers to make better decision about diagnosis, treatment, and prevention just by processing medical records, images, and sensors. And then also providing, personalized and evidence-based recommendations based on all these things. You understand?
Yeah.
So meaning that, just the AI, just feed it data, basically feed it data, and then it will perform, basically.
Yeah.
Just like how you feed Haaland and he will score. You understand? So you understand? So that kind of thing. Even educators too. Like I mentioned, like teaching. Teaching as one of the jobs that will basically be in demand, like during the AI revolution and everything.
Yes, yes.
Then, aside from that, the decision-making process in teaching is going to be aided by AI too, because it
Yeah,
can help educators to make better decisions about curriculum, assessment, and intervention. I know that there are, even in Nigeria right now, there are lecturers that use AI to improve their course material, right? I'm not talking about like creating course notes, but then their course material, course content, basically. Okay, based on what current trends you have right now, what are new things that I need to introduce into this topic or into this course, you understand, to improve the learning outcome of my students, you understand. It can also help you like create your questions, create assignments that you can give students and stuff. So if you are trapped for what to who they fire Okada by this time. Anyway, if you're trapped if you're trapped about what to like give your students as assignments or as continuous assessments, AI can actually like help out in that
yeah.
decision making
I
process.
remember. I remember. Was it last year? Yes, last year in December, right?
Mm,
Yeah, last year in December, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it last year?
okay.
It's last year. So when I went home, he was telling me that he wants to give his people assignment and test, blah 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 blah. And I told him, if I give you one two now, if I give you one two now, you're safe for life. The- I just showed him ChatGPT. Until today, that man doesn't stress anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He creates his
Mm,
examination questions, test questions, every single thing, and then create the marking scheme using the questions that the chat GPT created for him.
mm,
What he just does is
and
that he will just give the topics that he taught
mm,
in the what's it called in the class, and then he says set examination questions, and then
yeah.
create marking scheme of all the questions that you've created. Simple as that. Chicken. He
That's
doesn't used to
that,
suffer.
that's very true. Mm.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
even like coming up with project topics, self, you can even use it for that.
yes, you can use it for
Yeah,
that as well.
let me use it to create my project topic.
um, so
So that's it. That's why. But then, yes, the potential is there.
yeah,
You
so
understand, undoubtedly. But then remember what we discussed prior to this. You
mm,
know, AI has certain limitations. AI has certain flaws right now.
yeah,
That if you think you can completely trust AI in decision making processes,
you
you
have to be
might be
very
in trouble
careful.
at some
Exactly,
point.
you have to be very
Understand?
very careful.
Which is why especially like when it comes to military applications, I think they should steer clear of AI for
Yes,
now.
yes.
You understand? Yeah, so yeah.
So if you don't know me well, I'm data-driven strategy consultant that is into product management and analytics, and I use that same whole process of data-driven framework to help businesses in operations management as well. And one of the things that I used to use very well when it comes to my work is using data and analyze them, visualize, and also create strategic solutions around things for decision making. So there's one book that has really been important in my growth for the past 2 years now. It's called Prediction Machines. It gives you the simple economics of what artificial intelligence is in how you can make decisions right in your day-to-day life and also in business. The people that wrote this book was Ajay Agrawal, Joshua Gans, and Avi Goldfarb. So it's a book that was published by Harvard Business Review Press. So really, this book is really 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 important if you really want to improve when it comes to decision making. Read that book. Really read that book. It's going to be a blessing to you.
You don't drop update to
Have
David drop
you?
update by that effect.
And with that, we've come to the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've come to this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, do have an amazing week ahead of you.
Bye.
Bye bye.